Welcome to Speed Round Sunday on the Parenting Roundabout podcast, where we share a mini episode from our past for your weekend listening pleasure. We'll be back tomorrow with a brand new episode.
Wow, well, all this talk about finances, I need another coffee.
Yeah, we thought that speaking of when were your kids old enough to have a debit card, maybe perhaps a related question is when did they start drinking coffee? And this is our Friday speed round. Because I, for one, don't drink coffee myself. But
that's true.
Does your daughter will occasionally do like mocha from Starbucks. And that's the one spending thing of hers that I do monitor because she has a Starbucks gift card that like an app, on the app that automatically renews out of my PayPal account. So I get an email every single time she reloads it. But she tends to not get coffee. She'll get other drinks from Starbucks. And my son is 12. He doesn't drink coffee, but there was one time that I accidentally let him get a Frappuccino that had caffeine in it because, there's some that do and some that don't. And, this was like probably 4 years ago. He's already like a super energetic kind of hyper kid. And then he drank this giant Frappuccino filled with sugar and caffeine. That was a fun day.
Oh, dear.
Goes down in the history books.
Neither of my kids drink coffee or are the least bit interested in it. They totally could if they wanted to. In fact, there was a time where they were saying, like, for kids with hyperactivity issues, sometimes caffeine would have the opposite effect and calm them down. So I was always kind of thinking, maybe I should try my son drinking coffee, but he was never interested. Didn't want it. So I myself came to coffee very late in my 20s, and basically just because it had no calories, and therefore it was something I could drink and not add to my calorie count for the day. And I had friends who were really, really into coffee, so it was sort of a social thing. But now, as we know, I enjoy it quite a bit. But I do seem to notice that kids are into it more now than they were when I was in high school. I think because of the advent of Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts being such a thing. So I know I have friends whose teenagers are very into it.
Yeah.
How about Nicole? Do your kids drink coffee?
Okay, I just have this weird rule, and I don't know where I came up with it. But I don't want my kids to drink coffee in their teen years. I don't know where I came up with that, but I really did not. I discouraged it with my son. It's some stupid myth like that. And then, so my son didn't start drinking it until university, which is incidentally when I started drinking it too. Yeah. And my daughter, I don't let her get coffee-related products at Starbucks. Oh. So, I'm a stickler on that. Isn't that weird? Really? I don't know where I got that from.
I feel like that used to be the rule, though. I feel like when we were growing up, that was the rule.
Yeah, maybe
it wasn't good for kids and teenagers, and you didn't do it. It was like an adult thing, like alcohol and voting, and
plus now with Starbucks, their drinks are so full of sugar and cream, and they're just loaded with all that stuff. And I just think, okay, that's just extra. And she already she already eats crappy food anyway, so
but
why
it's
are we
cool, Mom.
Starbucks?
It's so cool.
She still gets a drink every once in a while, but it's just not a thing to do as much anymore to walk around with your Starbucks cup and take a picture of it.
Well, you can just get an empty cup,
That's
Can
right.
I have a glass of water, please?
That's right. But she knows this one girl that's been drinking Starbucks nearly every day since 6th grade.
Wow.
Yeah. And they're ventes. They're not tall. They're the largest kind that she'll bring. She used to bring one to school every morning.
Man, I can barely get through a small of Starbucks because it's so strong. I can't imagine. I guess if you got all the other crud in it.
Right, if that venti is
super frappo,
half full of milk or whatever.
And foam and whipped cream and
light cream and easy whip and oh, God. Yeah.
It's sort of barely coffee. It's like a coffee milkshake.
Yeah. So that's where my kids are at in coffee. Not allowed to drink until you're 21. That's it. It'll stunt your growth.
I should tell my son that caffeine would stunt his growth. It might slow him. I mean, he doesn't. He'll drink, like, he likes chai tea like I do, and I'll get him a short one, so it's like, 8 ounces or something. It's the tiniest one you could get. But maybe if I told him that it would
tea's good for you.
He would avoid it.
He's already got issues. Great mom.
Do you let your kids drink? Did you drink tea before they're 21, Nicole? Caffeinated tea?
It's interesting. See, that's the other dilemma, because we're Canadian, so our roots are like British Australian, and so tea is a big deal. And I drank tea in the evening with my mom when I was a teenager, but neither of my kids really drink tea or interested in drinking tea. So I mean, I would probably let them have a cup of tea because tea is good for you, but I don't know.
My husband is always saying tea has as much caffeine as coffee. It's
Well,
just as bad for you.
A lot on which tea.
But he's
which
judgy
tea you're getting
when caffeine is involved.
There's plenty of them.
That's
that
true.
Don't have as much. So, well.
Yes. Anyway.
We will not be putting our kids to bed with a soothing cup of tea tonight.